Hey, how's it going? So this week, I just want to give a small update. I haven't done as much as I did in the last couple of weeks. I did create a backlog for the project. Haven't completed it yet. I made a pseudo sprint backlog. I've been using this in progress tab as well, and I've been trying to keep track of everything that I've done. This is kind of new though. I made this yesterday, and I've been trying to start using it. I've been using a sprint backlog and a finished thing, but I would just delete them. I would be like, okay, I want to work on this, and then I would start working on it, and then when I was done, I would delete it. I also have a polish list for all the things that I might want to implement, but they're not important, and the game would be fine without them. It's just when I'm all done with the game, if I finish really early, I can try to start implementing these things, like adding color and bold for the characters and letters and words. But for now, I still need to implement the game loop. I want to be able to have a boss, I want events, and I want the shop and the rest. Well, I did do the shop and the rest this week. Shop doesn't work entirely, but I'll show you guys what it looks like. So I'll just type in the command to run the program, and I'm going to say that we've already played, so I'll say no, that's not my first time playing. And we'll go ahead, we'll do a class called the Nomad. Nomad's pretty cool because he starts off with a lot of souls. So I can already show you guys what the level up system and how it works, what it is and how it works. Yes, this is who I remember I am, and my name is Winfield again. Yes. Alright, so here's camp. You start at camp, and we have a couple of options. We can rest, which will restore our HP back to full. We can continue, which will just make us leave. Sure you want to leave camp? No, because then you'll go straight into combat. We can visit the campfire. That's pretty interesting, right? Oh, hey, hello, traveler. I'll trade anything for souls. That's a reference to Dark Souls. It's the first trader that you usually find, that the player usually finds, and he goes, "I'll trade anything for souls," and he laughs. And we can return to tent, or we can trade. And the trade looks like this. This all took a while to make. So there's a bunch of things. These are all real items. They aren't fake. It's not just for show. However, there is no way to actually get it. So I can't really like it says upgraded, but it doesn't actually do anything. It's just for like it's for my own documentation to see like, oh, is this working? Like, is it going here? Is it understanding what I'm asking it to do? Yes, it is. Lightning spear. Yep, it knows what I said. Lightning spear. Peril. That one thought it. Oh, because the A and the P. So it thinks I wanted apparel. I wonder if I can even say apparel. Oh, that sucks. Okay. So I'll probably just say lightning here. Or I'll make the apparel start at the top, so that it checks for apparel, cloak, or potions first. That would make more sense. Well, we found a bug. I'll be working on that bug. It has to do with the way that it interprets the input. It takes your input. I think I explained this in the first video, but it takes your input and it turns it into a set, and then it turns all of these into a set, and it checks all of these options into a set, a lowercase set, and it tests to see if your input is a subset of the superset. This makes it really cool because then I can say stuff like up, and it'll think I'm saying upgrade, or I can say Z, and it'll think I'm saying Zweihander. And if I say, you know, like IE or EI, it'll know I'm talking about Zweihander. But it does get a little iffy because words down at the bottom, like towards the end, they get interpreted as the things above because, well, D and E, so D and E are part of upgrading. So if I say DE, oh, it thinks I said Zweihander. Well, interesting. Upgrade. Huh. How strange. Well, that's a new one. Oh, right. Actually, no, because upgrade is actually done after all of these. So these ones are tested first, then upgrade is tested, and then these are tested. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, I know that's a lot. I'm just trying to figure this out because that's an interesting bug. Anyways, I'm all done, so I'll go back. And let's see here. So then we can return back to shop. So that doesn't work yet. I'm still working on the whole shop thing, trying to make it work. That's just my progress so far. I'm trying to work on making, because there's so many options. I'm trying to see, do I change the way I get input for the shop just because there's so many options, and I still need to implement getting the weapons, actually buying them, spending the souls, and getting the items that you want. But for now, it's not working. And then we can also ingest souls. This is how you level up. Shows your character, and then it shows your stats, shows how many souls you have and the souls you need to level up. And then it shows you the stats that you can level up. So let's say I want to be really tanky. I'm going to do strength. Proof strength, yes. I went from 70 to 71. So my health is going to go up. Your health goes up by 1 every time you level up, and then it goes up by 2 every time you level up strength. So I got 3 health there. Strength is a pretty busted stat, but so is dexterity. Dexterity is also a pretty busted stat. So we'll go ahead and upgrade some dexterity because I like to go first. Going second really sucks. 70 to 71. Cool. Alright, and now we're out of souls. And the souls needed to level up is getting higher and higher. It's kind of exponential, but not really. It's not linear. It grows with time. It's just really slow. It's like technically exponential because it's multiplied by the last thing by 1.2. So the next level will take 14 times 1.2 more souls in total to level up. Anyways, we're all done here. And then we continue. Yes. And then it brings us into what we saw last week, which is just the combat. Except now I'm a nomad level 2. The level is supposed to be hidden. The level itself is something that I'm not going to say in the game. It's kind of just the fact that your stats go up and you eat the souls. So lore-wise, your character is not quote-unquote leveling up. Your character is just increasing his stats. And that's kind of the vibe that I want. So he's going to fling a pebble at us. He has 3 health, and I'm just going to punch him in the face. Yes. I deal 3 damage. And the game pretty much acts the same. The only thing I really want to showcase is that you can find shops now, which is pretty cool. I'll go ahead and take that good staff. We see a bugbear. Hopefully this guy doesn't have a lot of armor. Okay, he's got 1 armor. I was going to say, that would be pretty bad if he had more than like 5 armor, because then I just wouldn't be able to kill him, and I would have to run. Let's go ahead and try a time blast. We have a 70% chance of succeeding. Perfect. And we kill him. 1 shot. The magic staff is also a little buffed. It has access to more spells now, and it even has access to higher damage, which is nice. Ooh, I accidentally copied and pasted all that stuff right here. We found a new bow. No, I don't want this bow. Oh, okay, it still thinks that I said that. Oops, I pressed B. N. Perfect. There we go. Hey, look, I have a magic staff. The drama mage has a magic staff. Again, I'm only continuing this because I want to show you that you can find camps along the way. There's also some more enemies that I've added since the last time. But there's going to be more enemies that get added every single time, and we're not going to be able to find all the enemies just because they're so random. And there's so many of them, and it would just take too much time for me to showcase all of them. They are in the code, though, and I will be planning on moving all of the hard-coded data, like the weapons and all the game objects, like enemies and stuff, into external text files. However, this week I didn't do any of that. I'm just so passionate about like making the game and making it work, and then once it works, I'll make it more efficient. Um, as Daryl Root said, Daryl Root was a professor here at USV, and he worked at Apple for 20 years. He said, first make it work, then make it work good. And I like that. Or make it work first, then make it work fast. I think that's what he said. Something like that. Same concept, anyways. I'm going to go ahead and time blast this guy because it's pretty cool. Actually, I could do... No, Fireball's not going to kill. Time blast is like, I either kill him or I don't. You know what I mean? And I just kind of have to time blast until I succeed. Fireball, I think, might just be better because it's more consistent. Let's do it. Boom. Yes, perfect. 5 damage. Alright, now we just have to do 2 damage, which actually we need to do a total of 5 damage to hurt him. So the Ice Bolt won't work because I'd need to hit both, but the Fireball will work. I just need to get 3 checks, yeah. Cool. And I one-shot him. Basically, I would have one-shot him if I had gotten that roll before. Ooh, that's a good weapon. It's only grade 1, but it's pretty good. Let's see here. I think actually I'll keep my weapon. My weapon just has so much damage. Ooh, we found some armor. Eventually, we'll be able to buy the armor, but right now, the shop doesn't work. But the level up system works, so there is an actual RPG element, finally, in this game. Instead of just find the best weapon, take the best armor, grab the next potion, type of game loop. Now there's actual player choice. I'm having a lot of people play my game at USV, and I have a pretty nice player base. I mean, as much as I can for the friends that I have. I've got about 4 or 5 people playing this game, testing it for me. And so I'm doing a lot of balance changes, that I'm just not kind of talking about. Ooh, this is actually a great thing. I will take this. But they test out the game. They do a lot of things. They find out a lot of bugs, and I'm changing a lot of things, but without any documentation, just because there's so many things that I'm going through, and they're not necessarily worthy of documenting because I might change it back or I might change it. Like, there's just so many things moving that I'm just not keeping track of all of it. So like the way that these guys are scaling was different than last week, and the healing potion is displayed a little bit differently, and the oak skin now only takes 2 checks, while the spell shield only takes 1 check as opposed to the 3 that both of them did last time, because I found out that the parry mechanic, the riposte mechanic, is actually really strong, and it only takes 1 check, but if it took 2 checks, you see where I'm going. Let's showcase what the spell shield does. So he's going to do magic damage, so I want to use a spell shield. I'm gonna do spell shield. Yes, perform the spell shield. And if I succeed, I'm now spell shielded. However, he still did 9 magic damage. So this is my bad as a developer. There's nothing that explains what spell shield does at all to a user, and that's inherently bad because I mean, it's obvious. I don't have to explain why. The way it works, though, is that it takes your modifier, which is anything above 70, and if you cast Spell Shield, it'll add that much resistance. So let's say if I have 80, intelligence. If I have 80 intelligence, that's 10 above 70, so I'd get 10 resistance, which is pretty good. I would have taken no damage from this, but that's not explained. And I think I might explain it like when you ask to do spell shield. So if I say like spell shield, I'm thinking about explaining it right here, making it like a whole line, being like, this is how it works. Do you want to do it? And then the user goes, yes. But I haven't implemented that yet. And it doesn't do anything right now, which is normal. That's actually how I want it to be. Spell shield is a pretty worthless ability if you have not that much intelligence, which makes intelligence pretty good to get high of. But intelligence is worthless if it's under 70. So, kind of a double-edged sword there. Anyways, I'm going to try and run because there's no way I can beat this guy. And I die. Well, we got to floor 4. We didn't find any camps. That's a low roll for us. We can find a camp anywhere from floor... so starting on floor... like when you complete floor 3, you can find a camp in between floor 3 and 4. And then anywhere... and then you're guaranteed to find a floor if you hadn't found one by floor 6. So if you got into floor 6 and you haven't found a camp yet, you are... like you're guaranteed to see a camp. And then from there on out, you always find a camp within 4 to 7 floors. So anywhere between 4 and 7 floors, you will find a camp. I wasn't able to get that far showing it this time, but don't worry, you'll be able to see it next week when I introduce the shop mechanic. So thank you for watching.